Hi, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joyabaking.com. Today we're going to make a vanilla pudding, and this is what it looks like. This pudding is creamy smooth and it has this delicious vanilla flavor. You know, you could eat it warm, you could have it room temperature or even cold. It's good plain, but my favorite way is how I have it here with a little bit of whipped cream and some chopped nuts. So, a pudding, it just uses everyday ingredients. It's not difficult to make. We will start with, you will need a heat-proof bowl. I have stainless steel here. And you will need 1/3 cup, which is 65 grams of granulated white sugar. Let's put that right in there. Along with 1/4 cup, 30 grams of cornstarch. And cornstarch is going to be our thickener. And then just like 1/8 teaspoon of salt. And then with the whisk that together. To that, I'm going to add 2 large eggs. Now, 2 large eggs out of the shell is 100 grams. And for extra richness, I'm going to add an extra 1 large egg yolk. That's about 17 grams. And I'm just going to whisk that in slowly. And you will also need 1/2 cup, 120 milliliters, 120 grams of milk. Now, when I make a vanilla pudding, I want it nice and creamy smooth and rich tasting. So I use whole milk or full fat milk. You could use a reduced fat. It just won't be as rich tasting. So you decide. So once you get your egg all whisked in, then add that milk. Okay, and then you will need a medium-sized saucepan. I'm going to add 3 cups, 720 milliliters grams. Again, I'm using whole milk. If I'm going to go and eat pudding, I'm going to go for the full fat for this. And then I'm adding 1/4 cup, 50 grams of granulated white sugar. Now, what I'm going to do is put this over medium high heat. And I'm going to bring it like just to a boil. You'll start to see bubbles around the side. It might start to foam up, but now with milk, you don't walk away from the stove, because once that comes to a boil, the milk starts to foam up, and it just takes a second and the foam will be up over the top. So watch it carefully. Okay, so it's almost there. You can start to see it starting to foam up. Then get it off the burner. Okay, so now what we're going to do is gradually add our hot milk to our egg mixture. We don't want to add it all at once or we'll scramble our eggs. We're going to add just a little and whisk it in the whole time. And that's called, we're tempering it. And then we can continue to add the rest. Like so. Now, I should have said before, I'm actually flavoring my vanilla pudding with just pure vanilla extract, or actually pure vanilla bean paste. If you wanted to use, you could use the seeds from 1 vanilla bean. And if you want to do that, then add the seeds as you're heating your milk. And that way the little seeds will infuse and flavor the milk. But I'm using the vanilla extract, which you add at the end. So now, once we do that, we're going to pour our pudding back in our pot, because now we're going to cook it. Because a vanilla pudding is a cooked custard. So now I'm going to put this on medium heat, and I'm going to heat it up just until you start to get like really large bubbles. And then I'll turn down the heat and continue to cook it for maybe 3-4 minutes until it's nice and thick. Now you need to stir this the whole time. You want to make sure you get down the bottom and the sides, because we don't want any lumps. So if you cook it or stir it continuously, that will help prevent that. Now I do have my timer set. The reason is, one, you want to bring it up so there's large bubbles to get the pudding hot enough to start activating that cornstarch. And then we need to cook it so the cornstarch is activated. And then, so you get rid of that, like the cornstarch taste. If you have a pudding and you can kind of taste that starch, it's probably because it wasn't cooked long enough. So we're almost there. It starts to bubble. Now I'm stirring with a heat-proof silicone spatula. You could use your whisk, or you could even use a wooden spoon for this. The important thing is to stir, stir, stir. Okay, so it's starting to thicken. I'm just going to let it so you can see. And you can see that I'm getting some bubbles like that. So I'm going to turn my heat way down to low, and I'll set my timer and cook it for, I'm going to say, about 3 minutes till nice and like thick like mayonnaise. Okay, we're almost there. So I'm going to take that off, and as you can see, now it will continue to thicken as the pudding cools down. But that was about just over 3 minutes. But again, it would depend like exactly your heat and how long it takes on your stove. So now what I'm going to do is add 1 tablespoon, 13 grams of butter. It's going to prove the richness. If it's already rich, but let's make it a little, gives it more like a nicer mouth feel, I guess you'd say. And I just cut my butter into little pieces. Stir that in. Okay, and now we're going to add the vanilla extract. Of course, we need vanilla. So I'm adding 2 teaspoons, 8 grams. Now you can use either a pure vanilla extract, or I'm actually using a pure vanilla bean paste. And the difference between an extract and a paste is the paste has all the little vanilla seeds. So I think it looks pretty cool in our pudding. But either one. And stir that in. And that's our vanilla pudding. Now the big debate is, we have to let this cool down because it's too hot to eat, and we want it to thicken up a little, is, do you like the film, like it's like a film, or people call it a skin, on top of your pudding? If you do, then you don't want to cover it while it cools down. I don't like that, so I'm going to cover it. Oh, and I meant to say, because my pudding doesn't have any lumps. If your pudding, maybe you didn't stir it enough or something, had lumps once you cooked it, then take a bowl with the strainer and just strain your pudding. And that'll get rid of all your lumps and nobody will know. So what I'm going to do is just pour my pudding. Now this is going to make, I would say, 8 servings. If you didn't want to make that many, you could half your recipe. But it'll last quite a few days in the fridge, so why not make extra? And you could just put it in one large bowl like this, or if you want, save a step, you could pour your pudding right now into your serving dishes. So I'll just do a couple of these. I'm using these pretty dishes. You could just use a bowl, a cup, glass, whatever you have in the house. So it's like that. I guess that's enough. It's good. So like I said, if you don't like the skin, just put plastic wrap and leave them at room temperature to cool down to room temperature. And then if you want, then put them into the fridge if you like your puddings cold. So that's what I'm going to do. And then when we come back, we will try some. So I let the pudding cool. It's still a little warm. Like I said, I like it warm. I like it room temperature. I like it cold. So just take off the plastic wrap. Now this one I made this yesterday, and this one I had in the fridge and it's cold. So if I don't know whether you can see this, if I shake this, it doesn't really move much, whereas this one's still a little soft. So if you put it into the refrigerator, it will firm up even more. I don't know which, like I said, I like it all. I think I'll try it both ways. So I'm going to just try it plain. You know, a vanilla pudding, it just uses the most basic of ingredients: milk and sugar, eggs, vanilla, and vanilla extract, or you could use vanilla bean. But it tastes so good. It's creamy. It's like, to me, the ultimate in comfort food. Any time of the year, really. Really good plain, I must say. But I'm not against, actually, I always have it this way, dollop of whipped cream. I mean, if you want to get fancy, have maybe company over, you could pipe it like I did here for the picture, but normally I just put a bowl of whipped cream. Usually when I get, with most of the time, I serve it just a vanilla pudding, and I let people decide how much whipped cream they want. And then I love toasted pecans on it, or walnuts or almonds. So to toast either those three type of nuts, put them on a baking sheet in a 350 degree Fahrenheit, 180 degree Celsius oven for about 8 minutes, just until you start to smell them, and then let them cool and coarsely chop. You know, the pecans it is my favorite. I'm going to say it's my favorite nut to have on my pudding. So let's try it that way. It kind of elevates it to another level. So that was warm. Now I'll try it cold. I think the letting it sit overnight, the flavor of the pudding does develop, I think. You really get, yeah. But I'll have it either way. And just so you know, you could go to the joyofbaking.com website or our YouTube channel. And there's a recipe for a banana pudding. And banana pudding is vanilla pudding. And then what you add to it is vanilla wafers chopped up and bananas. Wonderful. If you've never had it, you must try that one. I have a video for that, and you can do both. So you must try it. And until next time, I'm Stephanie Jaworski of joyofbaking.com.